Let's get into the reason why we're here, and let's talk about the Joker, or should I say Joker, directed by Todd Phillips. Now, the role of Martha Wayne is not a very large part in this film as far as screen time. However, is a very iconic role, as we discussed earlier. That character serves as an extremely important part in the story. What was the actual process like landing that role?
I wish there was a really good story, but there's not.
I set you up. I was like the greatest intro.
No, but you know what? My agent called me and she said she wanted me to do a self-tape initially, and I saw that it was for Todd Phillips. So I knew Todd Phillips because of The Hangover, which I love that movie. I loved all the movies, and so I didn't know what it was though. I had no idea. I just knew that they wanted someone who was older and looked like maybe they could have been an ex-model at one time. And I truly feel that the look of me is what they were looking for, like a certain look. And that's a lot, most of the time, that's what, it doesn't matter. Good doesn't always get the job. Mm-hmm. So, going back to actors and, you could be incredible, but they have something in their minds that they're trying to fulfill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No major story.
Well, no, I was kind of hoping for just the boring logistics of something like this, because I think a lot of people would expect this like big moment that happened, but it was probably sending something in and then a lot of waiting and then more waiting and anticipating. Was it only one audition tape, or did you go in for a second?
No, I did two. And I think I auditioned in July, and I found out in August. And I was calling my agent saying, "Did you hear anything? I really wanted this." And then right when I called her, she goes, "I just got it, a call or a contact." And so I was ecstatic. I was afraid that they were going to find someone else. I was so nervous for the next 2 months until I actually did my fitting.
I was going to say this is that I know it ties into what you mentioned earlier. Like you said, sometimes they're just looking for you, no matter how good you are or bad you are. When you have that look, you have what they need. It's timing, and it goes back to what you say. So you just got to keep plugging along. You didn't give up. You kept going, and that's awesome.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
The movie is so ambiguous as far as just how it ties into the whole timeline of Batman and everything. It's very purposefully mysterious. So I'm hoping that the answer to this question could shed a little bit of light as far as so you're on set and you're playing the character. Was there any direction given to you that might be telling as far as what Todd Phillips had in mind as far as how this connects into the Batman universe?
Todd Phillips is so relaxed and chilled. He made it so comfortable, and he just, just like I'd be protecting my own child, protect this child. And I already knew from the sides what was going to happen. So I think less direction with something like that is more important, because I could truly just act as I would if I was nervous and scared and going through a crowd, a very crowded place, and bringing your son through it. That's just how I would act. I would act a little bit as a mom. I'd act a little over the top, because that mama bear instinct comes out. So it's just completely natural to me. And he was great because he was fine. He was fine with it. Yeah.
I think his loose style really worked for the ambiguous atmosphere of the movie, because you'll in interviews with him, he's like, no, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is absolutely not the Joker. And then Joaquin Phoenix is like, no, he is the Joker. And from what I saw in the behind the scenes and different interviews that they talked about, is everybody was free to act their character how they interpreted it to an extent. Even the man who plays your husband, is it Brett Cullen?
Yeah, Cullen. Yeah.
I read that he was he acted his part as if he believed everything that Penny Fleck was saying about the rumors. That he played it as if he was author's real dad. So I think that was really cool that he just let things be kind of fluid like that to you're pretty much getting a lot of different interpretations throughout the performances.
I agree. Let me ask you this. I know, like you say, even though you didn't, it was like a small, not a small role. I don't believe there are any small roles, but I'll ask you this. For knowing that you said you wanted it so bad, you did your fitting, you became a static. Did you do anything special to prepare for this role?
No.
You're making all the young ladies out there that want to be actors like, I can do this. I can do it. No, it's not. No. Sad Card, Batman, Martha Wayne. I'm doing it.
Yeah, or maybe it was just time. Maybe like right. I did it, so many times and prepared that when it did happen, I felt really ready for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long were you on set for that scene? Or for those two scenes?
Only 3 days, but I swear there were more fittings than anything. There were so many fittings.
They should let you keep those outfits they did not use. Like, come on, guys, I'm wearing this.
No.
Come on.
No. Yeah. The costume designer was wonderful. This Mark Bridges designed the costumes.
There's a running joke among actresses that I always hear, which is they say most females say you only get to wear this dress once. Well, that's if you're not an actress, because clearly you guys sometimes only wear these dresses once and maybe sometime never again, as far as a wedding dress versus when you're an actress. So let me ask you this. Now, we all know this, especially me. I always feel like every scene I film, every scene that's filmed of me is going to make a film, and it does not. So let me ask you this: were there any scenes that were filmed with you that that hit the cutting room floor? Should I say?
Yes.
Can you talk about those without getting in trouble?
We understand that Todd Phillips has said that the movie that is out is the movie. He will never release a deleted scene, so we totally understand if you can't say it, get it.
I don't know. I don't feel it. It's not my story. It's not my place to tell it.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
The writers and directors out there are in love with you right now. Why can't all actors be like this?
Yes.
This isn't even a question. This is just an observation. I thought it was funny when I was doing the deep dive on your Instagram to kind of prepare for the interview. I thought it was ironic that shortly after the Joker premiered, you were spotted at a Halloween party with somebody dressed as Batman. I put the post, the picture in the question. Unfortunately, I don't have it pulled up now, but you know what post I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. What party do you go to that there's not a Batman? There's always a Batman or a Catwoman.
I've been missing life then, because
I would say most parties in 2019 probably were leaning more towards the villain side of.
That's an Adam West Batman outfit too. This is like the old Batman. Yes, but that's awesome. That is awesome. let me ask you a question here, because one of the most powerful and pivotal scenes of the film is I like to call it a duality scene, as Joaquin Phoenix's character, the Joker, is becoming the Joker. He's dying at the end, and the riots are happening, and you and Thomas Wayne, Mr. Cullen, walk out of the theater, and your death scene happens. Let me ask you this: were those things happening right the same time, adjacently, or were these things happening? Were they filmed separately at different times?
Well, when the riot was going on, and we are walking in front of the theater, all of that was going on, which was amazing. I mean, I've never been on a set like that. It was incredible. Right when we came out of the doors, there's people running back and forth, and it didn't seem like the same, like traffic pattern each time. So it felt real, and there were cars on fire, and it was very loud and a lot of smoke. So it was just awesome. It was great. But then the scene at the very end where the pearls are pulled off, it was quiet.
That was an amazing shot. And I think you put it together earlier when you said there was so much going on. There was a lot of chaos, but in film, chaos can be beautiful. And they pulled it off with that shot.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it was great.
What was your favorite memory from the production?
I met a stunt person, Elena, and she was going to take the fall for me when they pulled off the pearls. And I'm a very physical person. And I was like, you're going to fall for me? Well, can you show me how you fall? Because I want to do this. I mean, I've been in dancing my whole life. I'm sure I could, it's definitely an art. So I just had her show it to me. Like, can you do it in slow motion? Like, just so I can get an idea of how you're going to fall. Yeah. I wasn't too successful the first couple of times because I landed on my actor I was working with. I landed on his leg a couple times, and Carrie, can you please try to shift your body a different direction? Because when you're falling, I wasn't controlling it, you know.
Yeah.
But I learned.
Well, we're wrapping up here, but before we move on from the Joker, is there anything you want people to know about the film, whether it's in front of the camera, behind the camera, they may not know, or something, a thought from the film that you would like to give the fans of the film?
I would just think the whole industry itself, like when they're making something, they are just completely doing it for the fans because they want the fans to love everything that's on that screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't see so much of a separation, like, you know, these directors, producers, you know, these big movie houses and the audience that's watching. They're really combined. They're wanting to entertain so much.
Yeah. I mean, I know the studio has a bottom line that they need to make, but I know that Todd, as far as at least for Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix, that this was a passion project that they had to fight for tooth and nail to get made through the heads of Warner Brothers, everything kind of changing.
I mean, if you're going to tell somebody you're going to make a Joker film after what Heath Ledger did, they're like, guys, it's been done. It can't be done any better. Well, he at least met the mark.
No, but I'm going to make a Joker movie. I'm going to make it extremely violent and rated R. So like, and they're thinking like, but what about the toys? What about the cereal?
None.
Yeah, it's going to be really, and then, you know, it goes to show when you stand by, going back to what you said in the beginning, like being true to yourself and what you want to do artistically. The movie went on to be the highest grossing R-rated film in the history of R-rated films, and that's unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing.